my
Oh,
some assorted mountain house meal. So if you could
don't.
fly over here,
Yeah,
you guys
you
fly
know
over
how
here.
much
I'll
it costs me for that.
spend $10,000 for a $5 meal.
Honestly, I've sometimes, well, Brian, when he goes on holiday over there, he literally takes rubbish clothes, gets there, leaves the clothes, and fills it up with freeze dried when he comes home.
Hey, it's
So
good
I'm
thinking.
tempted
Good
to book
thinking.
a holiday just to stock up.
hmm that's
uh,
kind of what I do when I go to the Philippines. I wear my old clothes and take my old clothes with me, leave them in the Philippines. Sometimes they
mm,
bring new clothes, but when I'm out in public over there, it's not a good idea to look like you have a lot of money.
right, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Blending,
It is.
blending.
Yes, it is a developing country. So yeah.
Yeah. Vanessa, how long can you be out and about by yourself and still be sane afterwards? That's an interesting one because I think most of us think, "Oh, we'll be fine, we'll be fine." But I don't know if you guys have seen that Alone series. Have you
No.
seen that? Where they so have a
No.
look for Alone, and it's like they're in the Alaska wilderness. They've done a British one, they've done an
Oh.
American one, and they are
Okay.
literally on their own, filming themselves survival wise. And you see how
Oh.
quickly people resort to talking to twigs and things like that.
Yeah. Especially
Hey, Mark,
now,
good to see you.
if you have enough food to eat, that's different. But
Mhm.
these guys are out there trying to find berries and catch fish and all.
Yeah,
Oh, I
hunger
would not
plays
make
tricks
it
on the
long.
mind.
Uh-huh. Low
Oh,
blood
yeah.
sugar. Yeah, you're in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, what do we mean by
Yeah.
isolation on this, Shadow? Do we mean with a family or purely solo? Are we talking?
Well, it's both. Family, you can, let's say you and your family get cut off totally, so
Mm-hmm.
you're isolated for a
Yeah.
long term period of time. So that will affect you and your wife and your kids, and at
Yeah,
certain point.
Yeah.
definitely. And the big C taught a lot of people that, and I think a lot of couples it either made them or broke them. So I broke up with my ex during that time.
Mm.
So we were one of the break sides, but some people they grew closer with their partners, and it really made their relationship. So it really tests it because we have so many exits right now, right? If you go to work all day, come back to the missus, there's a novelty of being apart, and now you're together again.
Yes.
Even if you go out doing jobs and stuff like that through the day, you come back and then you're together again. If you're with each other 24/7, it tests a relationship. It
Uh-huh.
really does.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've never looked up, but I've been curious. During the initial lockdown and those a couple of years ago, how many babies were born a year later?
Oh yeah, there was definitely a baby boom. There was a lockdown baby boom. Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I bet there was. I've never looked into the numbers, but you can figure.
Yeah, I can't remember the numbers, but there was an amount of people that are like, oh yeah, she's a lockdown baby. Yeah, she's a lockdown baby. It's like
Oh, yeah,
the
I
TV was
figured.
still working, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, it's interesting, even more so when we have these little mini disasters at home. Like, for example, a storm, power goes out.
Yeah.
You end up having to find your own entertainment, do your own thing, do jobs, do whatever you can. And people that rely solely on being entertained by things like Netflix and stuff like that, that suddenly becomes if you had that issue and you were stuck in the same place, you couldn't go out there and do something, it's like a double edged sword, definitely. The whole bugging in thing, although people think that's my plan, it's going to be difficult mentally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very.
I was just discussing with Shadow, Mike, they're cutting off food stamps in the 1st of November. That's several million people in my country who are not going to get enough to eat.
Mm.
That could be a situation where I'm going to have to self isolate. Could be. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
going to have to really play it by ear and be observant. 'Cause I have a pattern. I go out and get my coffee and a sandwich every day. come back home. So if I stop going for my coffee, that's because I saw something, like an
Yeah.
assault in the supermarket parking lot, because there's parking lot that's shared with supermarket, a Chinese restaurant, pizzeria, and coffee shop and all that. So I'm right there. If I see people getting assaulted going from the supermarket to their car, well, that's going to change my patterns. I'm going to,
Y-
you know,
you're gonna get two waves. You're gonna get that first wave initially of desperate people that are gonna go outside that supermarket and beg and ask, "Can you
ask.
spare a bit of that? Can you this? Can you that? Can this?" Them same people,
Yeah,
after a week of doing that, will get more desperate and they won't ask anymore. They'll try
they
and
will.
take.
Yeah.
So
That's I'm not really a knife guy, Mike, but I did buy this is going to be on my belt. This is for just for that situation.
yeah,
It's it's not a dagger and it's not a dirk, which is illegal to carry in Washington State.
yeah.
It's just a very sharp knife.
Yeah, it looks
And
like a what is it called now? A mesmuk knife.
it's a cold steel. It's just a belt knife. But I bought
Yeah,
that knife
but the
just
design
I
is
Hmm.
I think
yeah,
it's
but I always carry a lock blade in my pocket. I've got it also, but I want something where I can just reach down, click, and it's in my hand
Mm.
that fast.
Anyone thinking the same thing? Just make sure you're not caught with a bag in each hand. Yeah, that hand
Yeah.
should be free to stop
Uh-huh.
anyone else grabbing it, and for so you can grab it. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the
And
thing.
if you have to,
hey,
throw
Nicole,
them a
good to
bag of
see you.
groceries and go for your weapon.
That's it. Yeah.
Get the groceries, and I'm going to protect myself. Yeah.
I mean, you've got to come. Everyone's got to come to that assessment at one point. If you are a prepper and you have food at home, what you're going for is extras. If your life is under
Yes.
threat, give them to them. Give them to them.
Give it to them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Walk away. That is your best option.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Live through it. Yeah.
but
Live through it.
in
Yeah.
that case, we have another scenario. You give them the stuff, you try to walk away, but they don't let you go. That's
Well,
a,
that
That's
becomes a situation that has to be dealt with more physically, then, right?
yeah.
So that's when you defend yourself. Most of the time, if it's a situation like this where the food stamps are stopped and they're going to be going hungry and they're thinking about feeding the kids, or in that desperate mindset, they'll be that overwhelmed and buzzing with a bag of groceries. By the time they look up to see you, you'll already be gone.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah?
With
You don't
with
have
the
to
knife
run.
in my
You
hand.
don't have to make a scene and leg it. You can just turn and walk. They'll be looking straight away, and by the time they look up, you'd already be gone. So yeah.
And by the time they look up, I've got a sharp piece of steel in my hand, and I'm walking away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
That's
show them the knife. Show them the knife. Walk away.
There you go.
That's my plan.
That's the. I mean, you've got a luxury of that kind of. I think Shadow, you can't do that where you are, like us.
No.
You can't just have the knife on your belt out. No,
No,
see, that's
no,
the problem. Yeah.
No, not in the public. Not in the public.
We could have the everyday carry, but waving a 2-inch blade at somebody.
That's
size
a bad
matters.
idea.
Yeah, I read all the Washington state laws, and I'm in compliance carrying this open carry on my belt, and the shape of the blade is within compliance. And yeah, if I got to pull it out and wave it and walk away, I'm not going to tell the cops about anything. I'm just going to get out of the situation and go.
Yeah, and for anyone who wasn't here when we talked on Shadow Stream about defense and stuff like that, in that same situation, Bob, I already had the keys on the bunch, but Bob gave me an idea with the lanyard and just buying keys. I think it was on Amazon. They're about 20 quid for a box full of brass keys.
Yep.
And you just have keys that hang in there that you can.
Wow.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, and my new toy.
Hey, Teresa, good to see you.
That's my that's my Ferris rod, but I tell you what, it's got some Billy Club weight to it. It really has.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If
Go
you
on.
use it properly, that will definitely be effective.
Come on, Shadow. Come on. When I got my knife out, you said yours was bigger. What about your rod? Is your rod bigger than mine?
No,
Wait a minute, that's a challenge. Here we
No!
go.
Welcome to the live. I'm here. I've arrived. I've downgraded the conversation. I apologize.
Oh my God, the British arrived and it all went to hell.
It all
What-
went to shit. The red coats are coming, Bob. The red coats are coming.
There they are.
Did you see the Did you see the photos I emailed to you, Bob?
I clicked on it, but nothing came up. It said it was added to something.
Oh, there should have been 3 photos. It was my stepdad's Civil War collection. I was just showing you some of the stuff. from it.
Oh, okay. I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
I'll try to find it. They loaded onto my Google something. And I'm a boomer, man. When it redirects me to something, I go, hey kid, come here. I got to get one of my kids to help me out. So it's
Yeah.
there. I'll follow it up. Yep.
In there, you'll see the gold key. He has the key to. Excuse me, I just sprayed that everywhere. He's got the key to the state of South Carolina, the golden key.
Uh-huh.
So everything
Right on.
in South Carolina, from a hot dog to a hotel, he wouldn't have to pay for with that. It's picked up by
that's
the
all.
state
Right on. That's right on.
for his services to history.
do you think it's easier
Oh, yeah.
to handle and manage self-isolation than forced?
Yeah, because it's your choice. When anything's your choice, it's mentally easier, right? I'm choosing to do this. It's always going to be mentally easier because you've got the option. When the option's taken away from you, there's something psychological that clicks that thinks, I'm stuck. And you might not be claustrophobic or anything like that, but there's something in there. Ask anybody who's spent any time locked up.
I think in comparison, all 3 of us were in the military, and being in the military is similar to a loss of choice, but
Yeah.
you volunteered to be there. So
I chose this shit twice, Bob. Twice.
You didn't
Hey, Tech Barry.
learn last time?
Good to
What
see
the
you.
hell?
Well,
Yeah.
when I did my military service, it was mandatory. I didn't have any choice.
Oh, of course. Was it
Oh.
national service?
Oh,
National service there, Swede, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can call it that. That
How
was
long-
mandatory. So if you refused, the MPs or the police would come and get you and take you straight to the regiment.
Wow.
oh,
you go. Very
they would
mandatory.
better to just show up.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
if they
so
hand
they-
you over to the military, those guys are going to beat the shit out of you because they already don't like you.
So if you want to refuse to do your military service and you don't show up, they will guarantee knock on your door and
You're
get
going.
you to the regiment straight. No
Yeah.
questions, no arguing. They
Did you
take
try? Did you try and refuse, Shadow? Did you try and refuse?
No.
No.
I didn't.
No,
Good
just
stuff.
go. Uh-huh.
Good stuff. Yeah.
No, because we got the information that if you refuse and don't show up, the police or the MPs will pop up and get you there anyway, if
Well,
you
this
want
is
it or not.
This is what conscription and national service would be in any country, and people don't realise. It's like, oh
yeah.
just refuse. I'll be like, yeah, you go and enjoy Colchester, which is probably one of the worst military prisons in the country. Not worst,
I had
the best
fun
military
when I
prison in the
said-
country. They call it the glass house, Bob, because that's how clean you have to keep your cell and stuff like that. Colchester military prison. So trust
Yeah.
me, you'd rather do your national service than go somewhere like that.
Ours is Leavenworth, Kansas military prison. And yeah, the same thing. Everything's got to be spot on military regulation.
Mhm.
But your cellmate is a paratrooper or a Navy SEAL who's gone off the deep end. And now
Yeah.
you got to share a cell with a guy like that. No thanks.
Yeah.
No.
My uncle did 6 months in Colchester for beating up 2 MPs when he was
Oh.
drunk. He was in the army boxing team, so he could handle himself, and so he got 6 months in there. And he said genuinely he'd have rather done 5 years in a regular prison than 6 months in Colchester.
Wow, I can't blame him.
Yeah. So,
But
yeah.
what would be worse if Swede had refused, and they came and picked him up and brought him to the regiment where he was supposed to be, and now you're surrounded by a bunch of GIs who really don't fucking like you.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your ass kicked, man.
Well, you're a liability to them at that point, aren't you? So that's the thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Swede, I got my letter through for joining the reserves. So I've passed all the initials and now I've got my medical and stuff to go. So I'm signing back up.
That's good. If you want it.
It's good, but yeah, we've just literally, as soon as I got that letter through, I was like, oh, brilliant, excellent. It's a bit of weekend work. It's a bit of extra money. At the same time, mainstream media, biggest ever exercise of reserve troops mobilizing. I'm like, oh, great, yeah. So by the time I get in there, it'll be just in time to be shipped off somewhere. Typical. What is the term of service for compensatory service in Sweden? Yeah, how long do you have to do?
I did 10 months. It depends on...
That's okay.
Yeah, 10 months I had to do. There were those who were did longer. Some had to do 15 months. And that because they were officers. If you were a sergeant or something, you had to, if you got they chose you to be a sergeant, you have to do 15 months, and then you.
Right. Yeah.
But you have to do after a while. You have to do what do you call it? What is the English word? You have to do a repetitive
or retest, like a retest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, I didn't do the retest months. I didn't do that.
So I mean, I assume at the end of that service, people get the option to say, "Okay, I'm done. I'm going back to Civvy Street," or "I want to carry on." Can they carry on and be in the military after that? Is there a career option?
I was a private, so we didn't have a professional army by that when I did my service. So when I did my 10 months, I'm just straight into the civilian life.
Right. Okay. So it's more about having all the civilians trained than actually having a professional volunteer service.
So technically, I don't know the English word for it. You get a certain paper that says if something happens, you have to go. They will call you in.
Yeah. So it's basically you're contracted up to a certain time. Like over here, so when you sign up to the military, it's like a 4 or 6 year sign up initially, not for like reserves or conscription, and then after that they can call on you for like 10 years after that or something like that, that you're still eligible to be called up if there's a war and stuff like that. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have that kind of paper, so I would probably be in the reserves if something happens. But here's the kicker. I'm 54. So I'm too old they can't call me in to the military again, because that ends as soon as you turn 47 years old. you are too old for being called in to the military. But what will happen then? You will be called in for civilian defense.
Yes, yeah. So there'll be jobs at home that still need doing and stuff like that, and stuff to support the military. The other thing to remember in that case scenario, if it was actually, let's say, touch wood, God forbid, it's Russia coming over.
Yeah.
Look what happened in Ukraine. The conscription age was this much, and then they moved it up to this much, and then they moved it up to this much, and before you know it, you've got 60-year-olds in Ukraine that are fighting. So I wouldn't take it as a gimme that you'd never get called up. It's just let's hope it never gets to that point.
No, and I don't think they take people who have arthritis in the legs or something. I don't think that they do that. If you're not in I don't think they take any 65-year-old.
No, you'd have to be physically able to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably I wouldn't be in that good shape for that would fit their criterias for it. So
Brian says, if you're in 5 years, Mike, you will get promoted and your pension all in one. Cheeky bastard. Shocking. I'm not that old. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm sorry I missed the 2 hours of talking about this. It is a very interesting one, the psychological aspects of it.
yeah, and we all get affected differently because we are different individuals. So
yeah,
so you will be affected in one way, and I would probably be affected in another way. And it depends on when you begin. Some people break down quicker than others.
I think it's this one. It's probably one of the only scenarios where having kids will benefit me, because they will keep me so alert and working and doing stuff that the isolation will pass me by because I'm too concerned about other people. I'd feel more sorry for somebody facing it on their own.
Yeah,
because at
and
least
do it
if you've got
on your own. Nah, that would be not a fun thing.
Yeah, I did a lot of lockdown on my own, and we still had internet and we still had TV and everything like that, but it does get to you in a way. It does have long-term thinking effects. So
yeah, if it's 6 months, a year, 1.5, 2 years isolation, that can be, especially for a family, that can be really devastating at some point.
Yeah, but the guys on their own, you need to consider if that's ever going to be a situation. Buddy up with somebody. If you live on your own and you know some sort of lockdown's coming, you know there's some sort of bug-in situation coming, buddy up. Get a brother, get a friend, something like that. I would highly recommend that over facing that alone any day. And let's be fair, if things got worse from that situation, you got to sleep. And I know you can set up noise traps and stuff like that around your house, but you still got to sleep. I would rather have somebody there that I knew and trust to do watch with than be on my own. Yeah.
One thing that just now came to my mind, I had to go to the bathroom and come back. The first of the month, when they're cutting off the food, I'm going to go get extra cigarettes and extra coffee because I'm a nicotine addict and I'm also addicted to caffeine. So I'm going to go get extra. I've got stuff in storage, but you get it.
If you can avoid that trip to the shops in them times, it's always going to be better, right? So yeah,
it's always a bonus. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's It's one thing I've started prepping recently, like the liquids and stuff for this. So, but to be honest,
Oh, good.
I don't think I'm as bad as I was when I was smoking. I like if I go on a long journey or something like that and I don't use this, sometimes I forget even, or a full day at work I can go without it. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
When I used to smoke, oh, that bothered me. Oh, that
Yeah.
bothered me. On before the flight to Texas, I remember, like, it's like 10 cigarettes before you get on the plane, and 10 cigarettes when you get off the plane.
Yeah. I do have a stack up of those little nicotine pouches that you put in your mouth. I do have quite
Have you tried?
a bit of those put away.
I tried one of them once. It was a weird sensation. It was like the minty
It's yes, that's what I have.
one.
Those will get me through an international flight. Put one of those in my mouth
Right.
and later on when they start serving out food or something, just take it out, throw it on the tray, and go on. But
Yeah.
even if I can't get to cigarettes, I've got that to get me over the hump.
Do you remember the good old days, Bob, when you could book a flight and book the smoking section?
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It was surreal when I went to Prague last time I went to Prague. They still smoke in all their places. So you go into a pub and people are still smoking and stuff in the pub, and it felt weird because we've not done it here for so long.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
I was like,
I,
am I allowed to do this?
when I was in Lakenheath, I would get a rail pass, Lakenheath, England, and I would get a rail pass and just jump off in one of the little villages and walk around, look around. I want to see how the average Englishman lives. And I went into a pub because I know most pubs serve sandwiches, and I went in there and ordered a pint and a sandwich, and uh, school let out. And I look to my right, and there's a couple of boys that are like 13, 14 years old drinking beer. And I almost yelled at them, like, get the fuck out of here, because here it's 21. Don't matter where you're at, it's 21. You can't even go. And these were teenage boys from that little village. So the bartender knew them and served them both a half pint. And I had to stop myself. Oh, you're not home, Bob. You're in England right now. You're not at home.
Yeah.
Similar circumstance.
It's it's weird here. I think you could still smoke at 16. It might be 18 now. They change it all the time. I lose track. But it came in a while ago that you had to look 21 to buy them. So it was called Challenge 21, and if they didn't look 21 and over, you didn't have to sell them to them. It was a really odd, You can smoke it, but you can't buy it.
Okay, that's odd.
Whereas when I grew up, shopkeepers didn't give two Fs about the law. And even my shopkeeper broke up his packs of cigarettes into packs of little bags of 3.
Okay.
With a little like almost like hotel strip of matches in there. And you'd buy that for £1. So before school, it'd be £1. I've got 3 cigarettes and the matches, and off I go. I could be in my school uniform and still get served in the shops near me.
Yeah. Is it still like
days.
that, do you think, or
No, I don't think there is places like that, because we have the price of cigarettes over here. So 20 now, I think his ranges between 15 and £18 for 20 cigarettes.
And in dollars, boy, that's like $25 or
For a packet.
In there. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So lots of people have resorted to not so sanitary, legitimate cigarettes from these Eastern European mini markets, who will still give you a packet for £5. But you might be smoking the sweepings off the factory floor. But they'll still do you one for a £5. But obviously, if they're selling dodgy cigarettes, they're not going to ID you either. You know what I mean? Mm. So, yeah, I don't know how. I could be wrong. Please correct me in the chat about the prices because I don't smoke anymore. But I
Yep.
know it's expensive, and it's like, when people used to come up to you, have you got a spare cigarette? You'd be like, yeah. Now it's like, no, that's like £1 every time you smoke one.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you got 50 grams of Turner for a tenner. See, that must be dodgy. That must be dodgy. You can't get 50 grams of any tobacco for £10. How much are the legitimate prices in the shops, guys? Anyone that smokes in the UK? Because I've not been. £12.50 a pack, says Pete. How much is your mum's cigarettes? Do you know? £15 odd for 20 of her mum's cigarettes. It's just insane. Insane.
It's all taxes here in Washington State.
That's what it is here. Yeah, it's all tax.
Yeah,
all
taxes.
Tax.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what.
No.
I mean, people book a cheap holiday just to fill up with cases full of cigarettes.
We're getting some really high winds outside. Some of the things that I prepare for, high winds, because it knocks power out.
Yeah.
So if I just go boop, if I just disappear, then my power got knocked out.
How much is 20 where you are then, Bob?
About $10.
Wow.
And if about $10 for 20 cigarettes,
Just looking at the exchange rate now. So someone just said average is $16.45. $16.45 in dollars is $21.89 for a packet. It's just
Well, here's the thing, where we live overseas in Davao City, it's against the law to smoke in public.
Yeah.
It's against the law. You will get nicked.
Just out in the street.
Yes.
Oh wow.
But you go to another city, no problem. Nobody cares. But just in that city, you got to go to a designated smoking area.
Oh, so it's like being at work where you have a smoking shelter.
Yes.
But in the public.
Yes.
Wow.
It's like being at work 24/7. So
that would do my head in. The only thing they've cracked down here is if one of these Nazis with the cameras on the chest who follow you around, if they see you drop a cigarette end, they come up to you trying to fine you hundreds of pounds.
Oh boy!
They don't say pick it up or anything like that. They just try to fine you straight away.
When I'm overseas, though, I've got those nicotine packets, so I can just drop one in my mouth, and I'm good to go. But at home, at our home, they don't care. They smoke out, walk, because it's a guarded community, and if you want to go walk down the street, there, no big deal.
Yeah.
But if you go out in the city where the public can see you, you're going to get nicked.
Wow. It's
my English brother-in-law, he and I had to go. We were at a bar. We had to go through the kitchen, go into some real dingy hallway back room to smoke. And I said, "Hey Gary, how about this? The women can go out there and sell their ass on the sidewalk. You can get drunk as you want to out on the sidewalk. You can take a piss on the sidewalk, and nobody gives a shit. But you better not light up a cigarette. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. With the new evil people of the world, smokers.
Smokers are evil. Yeah.
I did used to like some of the old systems though when we still had smoking here. Like we had a Morrison's, which is like a supermarket, like a Walgreens, something like that. And they had a cafe in there. And there was one side smoking and one side non-smoking. And the table for non-smoking was here. And the smoking table was here. And all that was between them was a lattice fence with huge gaps in. I'm like, how does the smoke know? How does it know to stay on this side?
It just knows.
It just knows. You can literally be sat this close to a non-smoking table. It's like, sorry.
But yeah, overseas, I see guys turn their back and piss anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere they want. Now, you're going to get nailed for that in the States. but you can smoke a cigarette. But it's like, and
Yeah.
a lady selling her body for extra money here in the States, you're going to get busted.
Yeah.
And over there, they just turn the back and walk away from it. It's like,
Yeah.
but if
As
you
long as-
smoke a cigarette,
Yeah. Yeah. You could take the hooker home, but don't have a cigarette afterwards, whatever you do. Oh, honestly, some of the laws are just tragically ridiculous. It's just, yeah. There's was it Japan? I think it was Japan. So I used to help my mate out. He had a used car business, and he'd get imports now and again. And he got an import of a people carrier from Japan. It's like 8-seater car, and we had to valet it. And we were scrubbing the roof with these sponges, and yellow tar was running down our arms.
Wow.
We thought it was a brown interior. When it was finished, it was white, because over there's no smoking areas even at the offices. So they're all working in an office, and what they do at their break times is they all go and gather in people's cars, and they smoke like chimneys in the cars. So a people carrier, they'd have 8 of them in there during a lunch break, smoking
Holy
away.
cow.
So it was just absolutely embedded into it.
Ugh. I'm a smoker, and I don't want to be in the middle of that. You know?
I was a smoker at the time, and it was like,
Uh-huh.
it's running down my arm, like, I need a break, and then I'm lighting a cigarette thinking, oh. Yeah, not nice, not good.
And here in the States, if you go to the international airport, no smoking in the airport at all.
Same
None.
here, yeah.
You go to Asia, and they've got a room. It's a smoking room in every airport I've been to over in Asia. You know, it's like
Manchester Airport. I don't know if it's still the same. It's been a while since I've been there, but last time I was there, they don't have a smoking room as such, but you go up and you like go out onto a purpose-built balcony. So you're kind of outside, but it's sheltered above, and it's got like plastic wall things. So you're like inside, outside. So that's like the kind of area you can go for your desperate last-minute cigarette before your flight. So yeah, it's weird, but they're making less and less contingencies now. The workplace I'm at now has no smoking area at all.
oh, we
For
do.
anyone.
Yeah.
So we're becoming lepers.
Yeah, my last few years at Boeing, I had nicotine gum, and I didn't smoke at all. You know,
Yeah.
I just pop in some gum, and I'm good to go. You know, I could go outside the gate and smoke, but hell with that. I just put a nicotine gum in my mouth, and I was good to go. You know.
Yeah. I got some looks because when the baby was born, I had a cigar, like a celebratory cigar. And I went out and I was over by the car park, away from anyone, away from any kids or anything like that, having this cigar. But honestly, people looked at me like I was the devil. It's just, what's he doing?
Yeah.
He's near a hospital smoking a cigar. I'm not talking like a little Hamlet. This was like a huge,
Oh yeah,
Like a Cuban.
like an Arnold Schwarzenegger style.
a stogie. That's
it.
that's a nickname for it here in the States. I was smoking
Stogie.
a big stogie. Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, I used to have one every Christmas. That was my Christmas tradition with myself.
Yep. Yeah. Here in the States, they sell little packets of about 5 or 6 small cigars. They're Swisher Sweets, and the young people will roll the tobacco out of it and fill it with marijuana.
Oh yeah, make a blunt. Make a blunt.
A blunt.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, a blunt. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Henry Winterman's over here. That's the packets they have there.
Oh, okay.
Similar
Okay.
sort of thing, yeah. Expensive though. Again, I was like, I don't think anyone would make them anymore anyway, because the cost of the tobacco is more than the cannabis now.
Yeah, I think it is here too.
Yeah.
Recreational marijuana is legal in Washington State. You can have it.
Yeah.
And I recall prior to them legalizing marijuana, there'd be young people hanging outside a 7-Eleven smoking blunts. I mean, every one of them, day and night, they're smoking weed. As soon as they made it legal, it all stopped.
Yeah, it's not fun if it's not illegal, Bob.
Yeah, I think that's what it was all about. It was being a rebel, you know.
And this is what governments don't understand. The more they impose rule on people, the more it's people want to rebel against it, right?
Yeah.
You know, half the people, if they didn't announce a lockdown, we talk about isolation. If they didn't announce a lockdown, they'd have sat in their house anyway.
Yeah.
They'd have been in there video gaming all day long, but because it was lockdown, they're like, oh no, they're allowing me to go for a 30-minute walk every day. I will go and do it. You've not done it for 40 years. Why have you suddenly started walking now?
You're right. You're right. Yeah. Mhm.
But it's you impose that rule on people, then suddenly give them permission to do something like, okay, we'll do it. It's just robots to the slaughter.
Yeah. I was discussing with Shadow before you arrived. Seattle area was the first in the U.S. to have a mandatory 2-week lockdown and
Yeah.
no going to work, no da 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 da. And I noticed the first week, now the liquor stores were still open, and the marijuana stores were still open. And that was unaffected.
Essentials.
But we had a 2-week shutdown. You're excused for not going to work, all that. And my neighbors started drinking heavily, all of them, because I was living in a different place. It's row houses, and they're out there just putting the beer down day and night. It's a party. Don't have to go to work. Woo-hoo,
It's a holiday.
Drink more. Next thing you know, I see two men out there damn near beating the hell out of each other because one guy got too close to his sexy wife because they're drinking and drinking and drinking. And that's one of the side effects of being in isolation.
I don't do drugs. I don't deal with them well.
Yeah.
I know my limits.
No, I can imagine the hangover.
Yeah, these folks were like, "Hey, there's no tomorrow. Don't have to go to work, so we can get drunk as hell today." And oh, man, they did that. Some of them did that day after day after day after day. Oh, but yeah,
It's people. It's people's coping mechanisms, right? Because that's what we do in isolation. We have coping mechanisms. Like, I went down that road badly, thinking I was doing it, sophisticatedly by mass drinking, but red wine. I wasn't out there tipping the beers, but I was going through a bottle a day of red wine, and then at the weekend that would turn into 2 bottles on a Friday or a Saturday. That's a lot of red wine.
It's still alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a coping mechanism. Like people just and it becomes so easy. It's like on holiday, you're so relaxed. It's like, I might have a beer, and that's when your missus turns around and says it's only 11 o'clock. It's like, it's 12 o'clock somewhere. I'm on holiday, but that's the attitude, right? That's the attitude they had. They were on holiday, so they could just
were on holiday,
drink,
and they put it down, and that whole isolation shit didn't do anybody any good. It just didn't do anybody any good, But when I do recall, now my wife's a nurse and all that, there were many people she put in body bags because of the COVID, because they were already immunely compromised. They were senior citizens. She bagged and tagged a number of people because of that. And
I lost.
So there was something to it.
I lost 2 friends to it. Older friends, heart conditions, previous conditions. They were fine before it, but the COVID obviously knocked them out, sort of thing, even more. And I lost 2 friends to it. And I officially lost my nan to it. We'll ignore the stage 4 cancer and the growths coming out of her chest and the fact that they already give her like 2 weeks to live 3 weeks before. We're still going to write COVID on the death certificate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think they got funding if they had a victim. It was weird. Yeah. I don't know how all that shit worked out, but
it was wasn't good. That annoyed me more than anything else.
I agree.
Hey, Daryl of Survival, good to see you.
Reserves. Reserves what?
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Oh. Wine reserves. Yeah, and to be honest, Bob, one of my preps that I would say for other people, was cigarettes for barter. But I genuinely don't think I have the discipline to stock them. As much as I've not had a real cigarette for a while, officially, you know, we won't include the odd, cigar and stuff like that. But if I had the packets in me, like behind me in the cupboards and stuff like that, and for some reason the coil went on this, instead of going out and making the effort, I'd just end up opening one, just going back to them. So I haven't got the discipline for it.
If you're in doubt, don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Yeah.
No, that's a bad idea.
Couldn't afford to. I could sell a child. I might be able to smoke again. Immunocompromised since 1987 here.
Yeah.
Is that like me? I've got autoimmune disease. So I've got alopecia and stuff like that. Obviously, it doesn't look like it right now, but I've got photos and they're even on my Discord for the network, where it's all just bald patches completely. So I've got alopecia, which never goes away. So I've got an autoimmune disease. So that's kind of one of the risk factors. But you know what? Never had it. I've been around people with it. I've looked after people with the big C and stuff like that, and I've never caught it once, as far as I'm aware.
I've caught it. I've caught it twice. Mm-hmm. Yep. The first time, it's like having influenza, but it affects your mind more than it does your body.
Yeah.
It's weird. And the second time I caught it was like, no big deal.
Mm.
You know,
my friend got that long COVID, and that really knocked him for six for a while.
Yeah, that was my first batch that I got. It put me down pretty well, and the second time I caught it was like, and still it wasn't like that. It wasn't like influenza where it really made you drained sick. It was more like your mind is sick. I can't describe it. It's almost like it was made in a laboratory somewhere.
Yeah. I've still got a message on my phone from my friend that we lost. The last message he sent to me from hospital was, they want to put me on a ventilator. I really don't think it's necessary. They're just being stupid. And that's the last ever message he sent to me.
Oh, crap. I'll be right back, guys.
Yep. I've caught it 3 times then in Feb this year. 3 different upper respiratory infections, says Vanessa. Wow.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's weird because with the autoimmune disease, you're supposed to be more susceptible to stuff like that, but I don't know. Maybe I got it and just never took the test. Just kept going.
Yeah.
I don't think I will ever be immunocompromised. I've been around too much bad stuff that I'm probably closer to a cockroach now. I like that. Cockroach is a good survivalist.
Oh, yeah. You can nuke them and they still live.
I did 70 Sil Spirits last night, did work, and now back on it to wind down. But off walking the coast again very soon.
It could be a potential situation for me at my house with this food stamp being shut off, and I'll keep you guys informed.
Have they said about putting anything in place as a contingency? Is FEMA there with bags of rice or?
Haven't seen any of that, but there are
they probably don't.
There are food banks. There are churches who have well stocked for the public. There's no reason for people to be able to go out and start robbing shit, because you can go to the different churches in my town and they'll give you food. In fact, many of them have free lunches from donated food.
Yeah.
So if the only way I could see a reason why they would have to start robbing anyone is because this has been going on for too long, or you're just a fucking savage.
The thing is, as well, them churches and them food banks, they have, like any business, they know how many people they cater for, they know how much to take in. And with something like this, if they've not pre-planned and expected a massive demand, there's a chance they could run out as well.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
So, especially when it comes to these food banks, lots of the food donated is short dated from companies and stuff like that. So they could run out very quickly in a situation like that.
Well, I pay attention locally, and if their local food bank puts out a call for donations, I will go donate. I will.
There's companies that don't even do it over here. That's ridiculous as well. I don't know if it's still the same, so I'm not going to slate them too much in case they've changed the ways. But I was doing shuttering outside of Marks and Spencer's. Now that is like the posh shop over here, yeah. So most people shop at these supermarkets. Marks and Spencer's is a pricing bracket above.
Okay.
Now I was doing shuttering, so building concrete shuttering blocks for trucks to load in to the bays.
Yep.
When I did joinery, so we were putting the shuttering up so the concrete could be poured, and they were coming out at the end of the day, and they were putting loads of these chickens and food and fresh meat just into these bins. Loads of it. Absolutely loads of it.
Yeah.
And we said, oh, what the hell's that? It must all be bad or something. And we went and had a look, and it didn't go off till the day after. It didn't go off, so it was like the 13th, let's say, and it was the evening, and it went off on the 14th. Most supermarkets would reduce it for a quick sale. Their policy at the time was not to do that. Their policy was also not to donate it. So it was just wasted. It was just thrown out. They literally didn't donate it or anything like that because of their upper class reputation would be at stake if they could reduce stuff on.
Okay.
But honestly, it's savage to see that happening, and then you walk around the front of the same supermarket and there's two people with hungry and homeless signs.
Yeah. Here, as far as I know, the stores will donate that food to food banks.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, but I know that, like example, if someone purchases something from my local supermarket and they return it, now that's got to go in the garbage right away.
Yeah, because you don't know if it's tampered and
correct. Yeah,
that
is
safety factors
automatically thrown out. Yeah.
Well, what we have here. So I was in a Tesco the other day. They might donate something. I'm not sure if they donate something themselves, but what they do have is they'll have food bank baskets near the door.
Yes.
So you go through, get all your shopping, and then you can throw a couple of things into that basket that goes towards the food bank afterwards, sort of thing. Sometimes I've looked in the basket and gone, oh crap, I forgot to pick up cereal. No, I can't take it from the basket.
Little walking that line of ethics right there.
Yeah. It's like, do I really want to go back around again? I'm going to have to.
Yeah. Well, that's happened here in many different shops in this town, where they'll have a box in there. Just here and there, it doesn't happen all the time, but here and there, when the food bank needs donations, they'll put a box in a lot of small businesses. Yeah.
It's just, it feels like half the time it's logistics that are broken. Like we've got hungry people, and then we've got people throwing food away. It's like just. We just need to meet this in the middle. It's like, what did Alan say the other day? In Ireland, they've just killed a huge percentage of their cows, not for food, for waste, to hit some sort of carbon score target. There's no words, is there? There's no words for something like
that. Yeah. There is one word. It's called corruption.
It's called stupidity.
Carbon. Yeah. That's dumb. That's dangerous, man. That's just
Yeah.
because of carbon. That my thoughts on that whole Green New Deal, all that shit. It's corruption, man.
Oh
Somebody's
yeah, of
getting
course.
paid for all this shit, you know. Yeah, stop the waste or whatever. It's like, oh God.
There you go. Just found the article. So countries binding reduction targets. It suggests that 10% reduction in dairy cows, about 160,000 head, would result in 0.7 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent reduction in emissions. So that's why they're doing a cull.
If
It's just madness.
if that meat
Yeah.
is not contaminated, God damn it, sell it to a cannery. You know, I mean, there's plenty of canneries are out there that will, instead of throwing it into a pit and burying it,
Mm-hmm.
drive them over to a cannery and slaughter them. You know, turn it into dog food if you have to, or pig food. You know, but that's
Yeah.
just so wasteful. That's just government corruption right there.
Shocking for carbon. For carbon.
Yeah,
It's just yeah.
emissions. Yeah, yeah. Cows
Guaranteed.
fart.
Whoever signed off on that probably gets a private jet somewhere, probably goes on holiday 3 or 4 times a year,
You
and
know
probably
it.
has a carbon footprint bigger than all of us put together.
You know it. Yeah, getting cash
Yeah,
under the
probably.
table. Yeah.
Yeah, it's madness. I don't buy into this whole. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not like a denier of climate change. The fact that we are burning stuff, we are going to affect the environment. It's simple maths. That's simple science. But when we are exporting our emissions to another country to make ourselves feel good, it makes no fucking difference. The Earth is still getting it. Just double the amount now in China because we've exported our industry to them.
Yeah. I've looked a deep dive on that. The U.S. is not allowed to do that. We cannot export our electrical items and plastics and all that. We have to deal with it ourselves. And there are big facilities here. There's an enormous one in Tennessee that rail cars full of plastics go right in there. And they've developed ways of making it into lumber for construction. But I also saw how in Europe, they'll load semi-truck containers full of non-recyclable plastics, and they ship it to Poland, and the Polish people just stack it up. They can't do nothing with it, and the electronics go to China or another country, you know, Nigeria, and they rip it apart, get the copper out, and then take all that stuff and light it on fire. It's like,
I think if you get like 36 old mobile phones, you can get like a gram of gold if you melt them all down.
yeah.
That might be worth doing soon.
I've been to China 3 times, and I could never see the sky in China. It's smoky over there, man, because they're burning tons of plastic. You know.
Yeah, well, we mentioned the COVID times and stuff like that. My dad flew back from China 2 days before the lockdown. Do you know where he was? Wuhan.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
He was at the epicenter of that. He was watching their bars get shut down while he was sat in one and stuff like that.
He's lucky he got out.
He never got any tests when he got back to the UK. He got straight through.
Wow.
So when he told me that, I'm like, this is your fault. This is all you. You brought it here. But yeah, that was madness. Madness.
Yeah, it is. I agree, definitely.
But it's probably the best test as preppers that we've had.
Yes.
Most of us in our lifetime, unless you've been to war, unless you've been in the extreme environments, like I know you have, Bob. Unless you've been in that other situation, for most preppers, that was the best test you are ever going to get of your resilience, both mentally, physically, what stuff you got, everything. That was the live action test that you went through.
Yep. The next best was 2020 George Floyd riots here in my area. That
Yeah.
was a good test. Shadows heard this a million times. First thing they did when they moved in my area is cut power. They cut down a bunch of wooden power poles and shut down power. And then they started lighting fires everywhere. I mean, there were fires burning along every highway, every brush pile, everything. And that was a real test. Then they went out from there and they started going to these very small communities in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the population stopped them.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
every mom and dad, everybody was out there with their weapons, standing on the streets waiting for them. Antifa showed up to one small town and they stopped and they
Yeah.
turned around because
Yeah.
these country people carry a shovel in the back of their pickup. You want to mess around and find out, don't
Yeah.
do it in the mountains. Don't. You will never be
Well,
found, you know.
this is the again, like, this is the training exercises, right? Because when it comes to SHTF, a lot of the fictional stories for preppers, you know, people call it prepper porn, whatever you want to call it, like 1 second after, is based on an EMP. And in them, it's the city folk that are fleeing the city because there's lack of food and supplies and hygiene,
Yeah.
and they're ending up at these small towns. But by that time, they've already banded together, they've already secured it, they've already know the ins and
Yeah.
outs and stuff like that. And you
We've already
ain't
done
getting
that.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't getting
Um,
in. That's the best
I'm
places to live in that situation.
I'm gonna bounce out of here, guys. My missus is home and she promised to bring some food home with her. So
Yeah.
Good
all right.
stuff.
Thanks for having me up, Shadow. Good to talk to you again, Mike.
Yeah,
You're
you
very
too, Bob.
welcome. But
Peace
Vote,
out,
Bob.
everyone.
Vote, Bob. Vote, Bob.
Vote for Bob. Yeah,
Vote for Bob.
these British said vote for Bob for president. Yay! We're gonna have Thailand day of these fucking Thailand ledge dancers in the White House. Woo! Peace out, guys.
Excellent. See you later, Bob.
take care, Bob.
You might get an early night tonight, Shadow.
Yeah.
For
It
a
has been
change.
it has been a really quiet stream. No messing around, no fooling around.
People might start thinking you're going to run an efficient one. We'll have to start being more on time.
Yeah. But anyway, this topic is very rare spoken in prepper in the prepper community in general.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the psychological effects of a long-term isolation and boredom, even this mentally fit guy can break down, but it takes a little time for that person to break down. But those who don't have a strong mental health mentally, they will break down quicker and faster.
Yeah. And preppers have had 2 points of view on this when I've spoke about entertainment as a prep before, right? Because I've got like old battery powered portable DVD players, stuff like that, and you get one school of thought of you're going to be that busy trying to survive, doing this, doing that, doing that. There won't be any time for entertainment and stuff like this, and I feel like they're wrong. At some point, there's going to be downtime and stuff like that. You might not be able to sleep in the evening. You might not be able to go straight to sleep with lots of stuff on your mind. Entertainment is massive, especially if you have kids, even if you don't have kids. And it's something when you look at any of the hardcore prepping like channels or schools or anything like that, it's like water, food, shelter, fire, weapons. Nobody says Monopoly, Yahtzee, cards, DVDs, entertainment. Nobody talks about it because it's just like a given.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the problem with long-term isolation and boredom is you don't have the isolation and the boredom to deal with. You have the stress to you need to get that done and that done and that done,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to take care of the family. You need that it causes stress as
Yeah.
well. So sooner or later, you will break down.
Yeah. That's it. Marty's just said there, lots of downtime. You can't function on calorie deficit every day. So if you're also rationing food by that point, you're not
Yeah,
going to be up chopping wood every single day and stuff like that. You're going to have time where you just need to, you know, relax, and your brain needs a
yeah,
break a lot of the time.
and the
So,
sleep will be more important.
yeah, 100%. But I mean, I know from personal experience, if something's going on that's a danger, I won't sleep. The only time I'll sleep is when I physically drop. I won't be able to go there, lie down, and go to sleep thinking about my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's a difficult one.
yeah, it is.
There you go,
And
Mr. Wild Beast. Can't work in the dark for 18 hours during the winter time. There you go.
yeah, and the problem is if your family members break down first, that will cause even more stress to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. You've got to keep them entertained. You've got to keep them happy. You've got to keep a level of normalcy. That's what prepping is. If it wasn't about keeping a level of normalcy or a lifestyle, then there'd be no point prepping. We may as well just be survivalists
Yeah,
and do it a different way. The fact that we are prepping food we eat, food we like, food our family likes, entertainment items, books, knowledge, stuff like that, everything is because we want some sort of normalcy for family, for the people around us. Because it's going to be a stressful situation no matter which way you look at it. And if you can just introduce that little bit of comfort, that little bit of normalcy, then it's going to do wonders. This is why one of my preps is biscuits. Sounds ridiculous, but like chocolate biscuits is one of my preps because that's a normal thing for my kids. You know, they vet all the tea.
yeah,
They ask for something. They get 2 biscuits and they're happy with that. And if that continues, even with the world going to chaos around, it's a bit of normalcy. It keeps them level. So yeah.
yeah. Especially if it's in a SHTF and you get isolated with your family. You need to worry about your family. You need to worry about gather more food and make sure you have enough. Um, you especially when it comes to water, you can stock up on water at a certain amount,
Mm-hmm.
but you will sooner or later run out. So you need before that run out, you need to go out and get more water.
You need
But
to be able to source it and filter it
yeah,
100%.
and the problem you have when you do that, you will have the other problem to that, the danger of other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
That's
even
again,
if
you're
you
at a
if
risk.
you yeah, even if you're isolated totally, you can run into other people
Mm-hmm.
when you looking for water.
Yeah.
So, and
If
when
you
they
could,
see you
yeah,
carrying water jugs and bottles and things like that, they will suspect that okay, he has something,
yeah.
and they will you collect your water and you go back. They will follow you, and so that is creates a lot of stress as well. So
Yeah, it's a water plan you need to have in place massively. If you can collect it where you are, even better. If you can make a borehole or well, amazing. But if it's not, if it's rainwater collection, if it's water butts, if you live in an apartment, if you can access the roof and just fill the roof with buckets to collect rainwater, any way you can do that without actually leaving and having to trek down and find a river source is going to be beneficial. I'm not saying
yeah,
it'll last forever. You could have a period of drought, stuff like that. So you still
yeah,
have to have a plan in place for all of these. But you're right. Some people will just buy, you know, 40 litres of water, put it in a cupboard and think, right, well, that's water sorted. Now let's get loads of food and this, that, and the other and stuff like that. And it's like, that's not going to last 2 minutes. It's not going to last you at all. So, yeah.
You need at least the double amount of water as you have food.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've got to bear in mind, if you're using something like freeze-dried food as well, there's even more water needed to rehydrate the food as well.
Yeah, you need probably triple that amount of water stored. But how many of us can store triple amount of water at home?
This is it, yeah.
That's very few who can. Unless you have a big mansion you live in. Well, if you have a big mansion you live in, you can store that triple amount, maybe quadruple or amount of water.
Yeah. I mean, there's ways to do it. If you've got facilities like you can have a shed out there, containers in a shed, stuff like that, you could store a lot. But again, in the UK, we're probably similar to yourself. We're limited on space. Like, we're very limited on space. And anything I put in my garden at the moment is overlooked by a tower block. Like a huge tower block of apartments can look right in. Yeah. So anything I do out there is already, I wonder what that is. Oh, look at him moving giant blue barrels into a shed. I wonder what they're full of. It's like,
and that makes people curious, too curious.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I don't like that.
No, we had an attempted burglary not last night, the night before, next door. They tried to take the motorbike from the next door neighbour's back garden, kicked down the fence, snapped the locks, started to push it away, kind of thing. They got caught and everything, but 5 o'clock in the morning, it just makes you realise.
Yeah.
Urban area. Thanks to you, yes, thank you. She heard them and got them caught by reporting them and stuff, but. Yeah, it's it makes you realize how vulnerable you are in an urban area, and that's in peace times.
Yeah, you can imagine how that will change in crisis and disasters.
Yeah. This is why I'm literally throwing everything I possibly can into getting land and getting out of here.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean,
I would do the same.
So you're in an apartment, am I right?
Yeah,
Top floor.
Apartment. Top floor.
Yeah. What's your area like, risk-wise? Is it very urban?
Well, it takes me if I go downtown, walking, it takes me 15 minutes. Right. Down to the central town. So then we have the E4 going straight through the city. So there from north to south. So we have a lot of trucks that transport dangerous chemicals and things like that. So. And we have some plants that manufacture different chemicals, industrial chemicals.
Yeah. So you've got quite a risk factor there.
Yeah. And we have a lot of forests around here as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, but the problem is forest fires.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
That would not be a fun thing either.
No. Do you feel at risk with the how much closer you are to Russia and that front line than we are in the UK? Do you feel like people are prepping for
that? We probably closer to Russia. Let's say if we look at the map, you have Finland in the east, and you have the Baltic Sea
Yeah.
that separates our both countries. But I can see if I can find a map. Um, where is it?
Someone said, "How was my weekend?" I'm still in it. It's good. I've got my kids, so I'm happy.
Okay. Can we get... As you see here,
Mm-hmm.
uh, here is um I'm here,
All right. Okay.
and here is Finland,
Yeah.
and here is Russia. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's
see
close
here,
enough.
yeah, you see
Yeah.
here, you
Mm-hmm.
have Murmansk.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, all the way here is Russia,
Yeah.
and we are here, and Norway is here. So
Yeah.
we are pretty close to Russia.
Have you seen more military activity?
I have seen a lot of military vehicles. They transport and from the manufacturer for to testing areas, and I have seen a lot of military transports. But
Yeah.
and when I went to the grocery store a couple of weeks ago, I saw foreign military people in I don't know which country they were from, but they was just sitting in the grocery store because we have a cafeteria in the grocery store.
Right.
So
Okay.
they were sitting there and talking, and they had their uniforms.
Yeah. Yeah. Scary times. Scary times.
So we see more foreign military here. So then well, which we had never seen so much foreign militaries here than
Yeah.
now.
It's a staging ground with it being so close, right?
Okay.
Show where I live. Where's
And
that?
where is that? Okay, she says I'm more at risk. Okay, where are you? Well, I need to open that map up again. Um, so where are you?
Skin.
Ah,
Oh, scan.
Skåne.
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 There you go.
Yeah,
Skåne. Okay, I get it.
yeah. It is down here, basically. So it's down here. So she lives in the southern parts of the country
Yeah.
because she has
Poland,
Poland.
Lithuania, and Kaliningrad's
Yeah,
over there. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Letland. Yeah, and then you have the Russia there. So and Belarus is there. So that's pretty close.
Yeah, very close. Too close for comfort for me.
Yeah. So we are close,
Yeah.
both of us.
Do you think? Have you seen? You had the leaflets, didn't you? You had preparing leaflets in
Yeah.
Sweden. I'm sure there was a pamphlet out and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Do you think most people paid attention, or did it go? There you go. The yellow one's the one I've
Yeah.
seen. I've done a
That's
video
the
on that.
latest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think people paid attention to that? Because I'm curious how well that would work over here.
Well, those pamphlets works pretty well here, and people save them. Some people don't save them; they throw them away.
Mm-hmm.
But we try to remind them to keep them because they can be useful. So
Yeah. Yeah. We're the only country anywhere in Europe that's still not preparing, as far as we're aware. So
yeah. And we have some advantages on our coastline. The Russian submarines cannot enter our waters because they are too big. They are too big for our waters.
right.
So they will have some issues with that. And we have a lot of islands in our coastal area, so it's really tough to navigate through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete said that they said the north, Russia was building up military in the north as well, so that's probably actually closer to you.
Yeah, Murmansk is closer to me than.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, if I remember it correctly, Murmansk, they have their naval fleet there,
Yeah.
some of it. And I believe they have also those rocket missile launching systems there as well. Probably,
Right.
if I remember
Okay.
it correctly. So,
Well, I think I'm.
okay, take care, Cindy.
Yeah, I think I am ready for the off as well. I don't. I'd hate to leave you on your own, but if you're gonna end,
Well, I probably end wrap
cool.
things up anyway. So I'm on 3:31. So
Yeah, it's a good length. Good length. Right, I'll let you wrap up to the audience. I'll just say goodbye to anyone that's come in from my side, and thank you for having me on Shadow on the panel.
it's always a pleasure.
I know I was late, but you know,
Yeah, it's
cool,
late for you and me.
The cool people are always late to the party. What can I say?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. I look forward to a topic next week as well. So
Yeah,
I'll see you later.
I'll figure something out. Yeah.
See you later.
See you. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, guys, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I will see you next week. Same channel, same me. And remember, be part of the solution, not the problem. Stay safe. Take care and God bless. I will see you in the next one.